morning, crew. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Is my mic low? Yo, when I be watching the replay, I be like, "What's up with that?" Mic check. Mic check. Checking on the mic. Can y'all hear me good? Good morning, crew. Good Monday morning. Forgive me for this weekend. You know, I definitely was out emotionally drained. I want to say thank you all so much for your support. I want to begin this by saying, yo, Saturday when I drove to Philadelphia after dropping my dog off, I watched my replay and I watched all of you all's comments in the chat. And I want to say that had me tearing up. The outpouring of love and support. Yo, that meant so y'all don't even know. Some of y'all was in the chat saying things that really triggered me. Like things that I probably needed to hear and probably need to work on hearing from my fam. So thank you so much to folks that called me. I had a subscriber. She called me. You know, we cool, and she's going through a similar situation in her life with someone. And it was just I couldn't believe I was sitting there on the phone crying with her, and we both just cried together. And she's like, baby, you'll be all right. It was great. I got emails, a couple of emails. I got an email from another subscriber, and I didn't even know you don't even know. Like I saw the name and I see you in the chat and I'm like, oh my god, I didn't know. Shout out to you. Thank you for sending me that message and thank you for your words of encouragement. It's always good to know that other people are going through similar things in their life. So I want to tell you all, thank you so much. It was very much so dramatic for me. I mean, I got Eli ready and I mean, I'm boohooing at the door. He looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong? Can we go? Can we get the fuck up out of here? And I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, baby, I cannot do this. And so finally, loaded him up. We loaded him up. We drove. It's not even that far. It's like 45 minutes away from me, 30 minutes on a good day. And we pull up. Here go the tears. I'm like, he like, you again? I bust out crying. I pull up. It's like I'm pulling up on a university campus. I mean, I was like, so this is where Eli going? I said, this nigga is moving up. He's moving. He definitely moved up. Pulled on a property. I'm like, damn, which house we go to? And so I called her, and she's like, my husband's gonna be out there. So I went out there. I met her husband. He's like, this is the main house. We're gonna be here. That's where my parents live. He started showing me the compound. I'm like, okay, cool. So we would go inside. They got another dog, and they got another dog. And I'm like, well, I'm letting you know. I just looked at both your dogs. They're both small. Eli is going to want to run the show. So Eli met the other dogs. They played. Then finally the daughter, because the Eli is a gift to their daughter who is autistic. She's 11 years old. She really doesn't have any friends. He was telling me all this stuff about her, and I was feeling so bad. She doesn't have any friends. She really doesn't really socialize with a lot of people. She loves animals. She's had 3 or 4 dogs. They've died. They buried them in the plot. I saw he took me to the plot. I said, and I'm saying in my head, all this is just reassuring to my life. And then he takes me to where the dogs stay. He said, I will take you to the dog compound. So I'm thinking like, oh my, I said, well, I'm letting you know Eli does not sleep outside. Bitch, sleeping here with me was probably compared sleeping outside. I went into this dog's area. First of all, they got like, it's like a sunroom. Like it's glass above, so you get sunlight. And then they got this grassy surface. They got all kind of kit and caboodle toys. They got a house for dogs to go into. Then what I love the most is that they got the little flap for the dog to go out and come back in and go out. And then you know how we all have to wash our dogs? They have a tub. Like it's like they built it in the ground so dogs just walk. It's like an in-ground pool, but it's really small. And it's a grass ramp into the water. So when it's hot, they can go right into the water. They can come up. I'm looking here. I'm like, and so I asked myself, does your dogs use this? Because I don't think Eli's gonna come back here and use this. Child, Eli was all in it. He was just sniffing around, running around their house, and it was like, I was like, wow, I think he really likes it here. And he just kept following their daughter. Her name is Kylie, and I'm like, okay, he likes you, Kylie. Okay, I felt good. The tears stopped. We went outside. He took off. He was like, don't worry, he'll be all right. He come back. I said, and so I was telling him, I said, you don't know, this really means so much to me because I mean, I was just a mess and I still am a mess. I don't know. I said, I'm gonna give you 2 weeks. I'm gonna be back in 2 weeks to reassess how things are going, and then we can make, a final decision. He was like, of course, of course, of course. So you know me, the next day, because I had to figure it out. I'm like, so how's everything going? So I write, hey, afternoon, how's it going with Eli? Send a pic if you can. Baby, this is the kind of person that her husband is. I was just thinking of you and hoping you're doing okay. Eli is loving being here. He's really taken to my daughter. He follows her everywhere she goes, and he slept the whole night in bed with my daughter. He seems to be really happy here, especially with Carlee, my daughter. He gets along with everyone and seems to love the freedom of going outside when he wants. You damn right he does, because with me, it was 3 times a day, sometimes two. So this is the kind of stuff that was reassuring to me. Um, there's only one thing I wanted to mention. We have noticed he's not very interested in eating his kibble. He'll eat his kibble out of our hands and he'll eat treats, but he doesn't seem to want his food out of a bowl for some reason. We're going to change bowls and try again. But if you have any thoughts, please let me know. He's not going hungry or anything. Personally, I think he's just getting used to the new environment. Anyway, here's a few pics we just took. So I'm like, I reply back to him. I'm like, oh yeah, of course he's not going to eat your kibble. Eli does not eat dry kibble by itself. It has to be topped with some shredded cheese, salmon topper, put a little peanut butter in there. He's used to me putting something on it and then mixing it. So I said, well, why don't you fake like you mixing it or something if you don't have that? And so he went and got the stuff for it. But we've been going back and forth almost hour per hour. Everything. I've been asking like, how's he doing? Be careful. He got pet allergies. And so after I told him all of that, he's like, I told him, thank you for making me feel a lot better. He's like, you're welcome. I'm so happy we met and made this happen. We have a bag of chew sticks and dental chew sticks. We'll give him after dinner, which Eli's used to. If you ever want to stop by and see him or take him for a walk or whatever, just let me know. We also have the big gunpowder some state park. It's a great place to take dogs. So if you ever want to spend some time with Eli, that's a great place to take him. And it's like 2 minutes from here. I'm going to get going. Text me or call me anytime. Catch up with you soon. That made me feel a million times better. I'm telling you, I was just like, oh my God, it's like he just got new parents. He's staying with them right now. That's how I feel. Like I feel like he's still my baby. He's still my dog. And I got access to him anytime I want to. So they sent me a couple pictures, which I did tear up, but I'm okay now. This is him. I guess he was laying in the bed, which they let him do. And then this is him laying down. And I'm like, I wonder if he getting pictures for me. His little sad face. But I want to thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here for me for this little moment. I knew it was happening the whole week. I was just very, 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 I was so like, I couldn't do this. I couldn't do this. But thank you all so much for being there for me. I'm going to trial this and see how it goes. And then just keep it moving from there. All right. Shout out to the chat. What up? What's popping? What's going on with y'all? Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Tanya. Good morning. My Chapman. Good morning. Thank you. And I am. Hey, RNY TV. Shout out to you. What up? Miss LA. Good morning. How are you feeling today? I have time today since I overslept. How was your weekend? It was really good. It was draining, but I went out to Philly. I got a chance to see that Barbie movie. I'm just not into all of it. I don't know. The storyline was way too below my head, I guess. Good morning, Diesel. Kings Mina, thank you for coming through. Fifi TV, what's up? Good morning, Chef Don Don. Good morning. Good morning, Ox City 805 Queen. Moving on up to the east side to a deluxe compound outside. Okay. He has. Good morning, Miss Toby. Thank you. And shout out to Miss Toby. Thank you for your support too. Hey, Mrs. G. Good morning. Oh, he sent pictures. That was so thoughtful. News crew, our mascot is going to be all right. Yes, he is. Good morning. Thank you for coming through. That's a yes. I had separation issues this weekend because I had to go out of town. Baby, you have those too? I get them often, but I have to go. Fix this damn. I have separation issues when I'm in my house by myself sometimes. I be like, what you doing? You want to come over? I really do. I be like, I might need a little company. You want to come over right now? So let's get into the show. I'm looking at the clock. Y'all already know it's a Monday, and y'all know what that means. So I got a couple things I want to go through today. Local news show. But I want to kick this show off with a question, okay? You know, I got a question. I mean, I got a video. So my question to the crew is, and to the replay folks, shout out to the replay folks. I appreciate your support and your love too. Never forget, drop a comment so I know that you stopped by and checked out the video. So my question to you is, can straight men have gay female friends who are not studs? Again, can straight males have female friends who are gay, lesbian, and they're not studs? They're feminine. And I want y'all to hold your answer because I want you to see how it is. What this video, I was looking at this video like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And I've experienced this before, so we got to talk about that. So before we get to the little jokey, let's cover some business. So I want to get into some updates and stuff. First thing I want to do is shout out the fact that we do got an Emmett Till monument coming. Now, I was talking to my aunt about this, and she was telling me about, there's been so many times throughout the years, the decades, where they've tried to do something monumental for Emmett Till. And I said, and she was saying how she found it ironic that now all of a sudden, where we have Ron DeSantis running for president, and he's out here doing all of these things that are anti-black, basically. And so how funny, President Biden comes out now, signs a bill into legislation, basically stating that it's a couple of areas. So the church in Chicago, the courthouse in Mississippi, and the Graball Landing where his body was found will all now be recognized as Illinois and Mississippi. And they did this on the 82nd birthday. They'll be all recognized as national monuments. So, you know, due time, of course, should have been at this monument. But what this also does is it also puts this as a record in history, again, for those textbooks and things like that. So now there's a monument. It's in legislation. It will have to be talked about. And I get the optics of that, forcing things that they want to take away and repeal, putting them into law to make them, okay, you can't erase this. You have to talk about it. But do we really got to do that with everything? Emmett Till deserved this. But do we really got to make it a law for some of these things that are great wonders in our history, American history? We really got to start going down that path? So I use this as an example to show you. Emmett Till deserved his monument, of course. But watch how many things that will become legislation because states have failed to protect their people, protect their citizens, specifically their black folks, specifically Florida. Watch how this stuff rumbles up to the top. So shout out to Emmett Till. I wanted to talk about student loans, but I want to save that for another live because I want to talk about how I was able to get $180,000 worth of student loan debt removed. Okay, removed. I'm telling you, when I got that, it had happened in April. I didn't know because I was never checking my student loan account, my FICA, my federal stuff, child, whatever. And then when I went in to check it, I got an email from Navient saying basically your loans are gone. So I went in, child, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. I called my aunt so quickly. I said, she was like, "What?" I said, "I don't have no more student loans." Now I told you when I paid off all my private loans, I wasn't touching the federal loans. I was hoping for something to come, or I was gonna stay on the income driven repayment plan. So what happened to me, and this is what some of you all have to pay attention to, okay? If I went to a school, and at my school, I was an out-of-state student, okay? Out-of-state students, you typically have a higher threshold of how much you can take out in financial aid. Well, first year, I took out the max. Second year, I had my residence covered and I had a tuition waiver. So I wasn't paying nothing for school. Zero bill. I would get a bill and be zero. Books, nothing. I was a resident assistant. I was an Illinois Board of Higher Education rep. I was in it all. And guess what the school did? They still submitted financial aid for me at the max and gave it all to me in checks. Now, I didn't know. Shit, I'm running around my friend. I'm like, what? Bitch, running around with 24, 20 stacks a semester. And so you add that up for 3 years, you figure out what has happened to me. So in 2011, I filed a grievance with my school after I became, I started knowing some things. I filed a grievance with my school through the financial aid office, basically saying that they wronged me by not telling me that, or making it a fact that I'm ineligible to receive financial aid because I don't have a balance. Why you have folks filing for financial aid and they don't have a fucking balance? So they put me in the wrong. And first time I put it through, it got denied. That was under Trump. That was under Obama. Second time I did it under Trump. And it stuck. It stayed in a waiting period because, Trump said, no, we're not doing nothing, but we're going to sit on this. And Biden administration came in and they said, we're gonna start this back up. Since they're going to fuck with us at the Supreme Court about the student loan stuff, let's kick this back up. And they basically said, you know what? We're going to settle with you all. We're going to let everybody who applied, I don't care how long, whoever applied is cleared. What? Cleared. So I told y'all if Biden did that shit for me, he got my vote. Yeah, buddy. That is forever a life-changing thing for me. It really is. I've sent a message to the credit bureau agency just asking them. I sent a message to the credit bureau agency asking them when would these things come off of my credit report, and they're asking me to send them documentation. So the law hasn't caught up with the credit reporting agencies yet, but that's how it happened. I want to go into detail about it. I'm actually helping my friend right now go through the same thing with her school. Different situation. Her thing was she was promised that when she graduated, she'd secure a job in the industry in her field. And under Biden's new settlement clause, if you graduated from a school and they told you would get a job in this field and you didn't get a job in this field and you have so many years to report out. So I'm helping her work through that. So I would love to talk to y'all about that. And I definitely think it's worthy to just have all of these things dismissed. So that's all my good news. Let's jump right into the show today. And shout out to the crew. Thank y'all for popping in the room, coming through. Thank you, Risa. Thank you. Shout out to Risa. What up, the real K Fit? Good morning. Good morning. Okay, Bobby, you too. I know that's right. I know that's right. Okay. Period. Period. My new pup, he only 10 weeks. Aw. Ooh. You got a baby. Don't get me started with the dog babies. Congratulations. They cleared. They surely did. They will remove it off your credit report. You should get a refund for any payments you paid as well. I got a small refund because I stopped making payments on them when they told me I could do an income driven repayment plan, and it was like $90. I was like, oh, okay, well, we just gonna do $90. So I don't know how much that's gonna be. Now let's talk about Carlee Russell. So y'all know when we did the Shanquilla Robinson case, and we were fast forward, we were like way down, which we're gonna talk about Shanquilla because I think I got one little update, but it's not really major, but we can talk about it. So Carlee Russell, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's going on, what's happening, where she's at. Carlee Russell, the woman who fooled us the fuck off. And she got an 11-year-old. I'm not saying it's her, allegedly. Look it up on your own. There's an 11-year-old in Florida right now, got her ass arrested in handcuffs because her ass sent a text message to 911 telling them that her friend has been kidnapped. She on the phone. My friend's been kidnapped. He's a white guy. This is what he looks like. And just exchanging messages. And so the police contact her friend, and the friend's like, I'm here, what? So they call the phone, and it locates to this house. They go in, arrest her ass. She crying and shit. And I said, now look at Carlee. Look, Carlee. Look, Carlee. They arrested her ass. She got arrested. They took her to a center. They released her name, her mugshot, and everything. They normally wouldn't do this with an 11-year-old, but because what she did classified as a felony, they felt like they had to sort of try to teach her a lesson. So now it brings us to Miss Carlee Russell. So Carlee, she's been arrested. Of course, we all know she got arrested Friday. Mugshots was shown, and now we're here at the next step. So what? A couple of things they want to do. First, they want to create this new law around Carlee Russell. Something is wrong when they start wanting to create laws around you. So now they want to create this new law where they're contacting state legislatures so that law enforcement in Montgomery and asking them to look at how this law applied to these facts and urge them to add an enhancement to current legislation when somebody falsely reports kidnapping or another violent crime. And so they also are charging her with restitution. But here's where it gets icky, icky, icky. So they are so mad at this girl so much that not only do they want to figure out how bad they can get her with restitution, because the state said we gonna get you on restitution. But see, with the state, if she'll go on some form of probation, and they'll probably come up with a payment plan. And if she doesn't pay, it'll just be a violation of probation and whatever those terms may be. With the federal, now they're trying to see what federal agencies were involved and if they want to seek restitution. And see, with the federal level, it's a little bit different. So at the federal level, with the restitution, whether you are released under community supervision after a prison sentence or serving probation, which is what she'll be serving, it'll be a form of probation. Payment of court-ordered restitution may be a condition of your sentence. If you don't pay the restitution, the court may have several options, including revoking your supervised release or probation, jail, confinement, holding you in contempt of court, jail, confinement, converting your restitution amount to a civil judgment against you. So they're going to figure out how they can stick it to her. It's all a matter of figuring out which agencies want to actually seek restitution. So they're contacting everyone. They're contacting everybody down to how many flyers you printed. Did you have a search group? Did y'all buy bottles of water? What did y'all do? Is there a cost? Absolutely, they're trying to do that. And do I think they should? Absolutely. She needs a lesson. You not only fucked up your life, but your bank account, honey. Like, you ain't got the coin. They say it's upwards of $100,000 for this mess that you've caused. $100,000 because you wanted some attention, and now you ain't even got the man. So we're here. I saw this comment on Twitter too. I think that the police knew that Carlee was lying about the kidnapping and pushed the story of the kidnapping to the media to embarrass Black people and to make her an example. Because white women lie about crimes daily on the news and it rarely gets this big. Now, I don't know about all of that. I don't think they pushed it to make it seem like there was something else to it. But what I do think is that they definitely did take advantage of being able to say, yeah, it was yeah, she did it and she lied. I definitely think they took joy in doing that. So that's Carlee Russell. Now, I don't know if y'all, after we talked about Jadarius Rose last week on Monday's show, we talked about the guy in Ohio who had these dogs released on him out of his truck. And I told you all, I shared with you all how I felt, in terms of I would have just stopped pulled over. But I also let you know that part of this was Black men in America. They're facing a lot of grief, a lot of strife when it comes to law enforcement, especially when you're in a vehicle, a moving vehicle, and they pull up behind you. You don't know what the fuck this could turn in. A simple stop, you can get shot. So this is what I said on Monday's show last week. But he decided to keep going. Now, I had to also put in context, Black men in America, our fear of police is increasing at a rapid rate to the point where even if they ride by, you slow down and your heart race. I even catch myself. I'll be like, what the fuck? I'm slowing down. Bitch, I'm in what? I used to have that. Oh shit. Well, I ain't got nothing wrong. Ain't nothing in my car. I'm cool. But see, we have that fear, even if we're in the wrong, something gonna happen to us. So that's what I said. Well, Jadarius has come out and basically has come out and made a statement. And I want you all to hear what he said about that whole situation and when it went down. And again, taking into account, yes, he did have a mud flap. Yes, he did not stop for inspection. But do you think everything that he went through justified him not having a mud flap? I mean, let's be honest. And so I want y'all to check this out. And make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Thank y'all for being here too, crew. I appreciate it. But I want to check this. I want y'all to hear what he said. And I said that too. I said, ain't nothing but a Black man going to work. This man looked like he just about to go to his job. That's all it looked like. He got to go to work. And unfortunately, he can't even do that.
Appears to be surrendering. Rose now sharing his story for the first time with our Tom Yamas.
I just didn't want to lose my life.
This edited dash cam video released by the Ohio State Highway Patrol shows a prolonged police chase in Jackson County, Ohio back on July 4th. The police incident report states troopers initially attempted a traffic stop because the semi-truck Rose was driving was missing a left rear mud flap.
Is there a reason why you didn't stop?
Scared.
You were scared?
A 911 call that his attorney indicated was Rose seems to confirm that he was afraid.
I parked the truck and I was about to comply with them, but they all had their guns drawn out for whatever reason. It seemed like they're trying to kill me.
You need to comply with them.
Roughly 30 minutes later, this edited body camera footage shows Rose exiting the truck with his hands up, appearing to surrender. An audio of a state trooper clearly and repeatedly warning a local officer.
Do not release the dog with his hands up.
But Officer Ryan Speakman did, seeming to command the dog to specifically attack Rose.
Do not get the dog off of it. Get the dog off of it.
Wednesday, the Circleville Police Department fired Officer Speakman, saying in part he did not meet the standards and expectations we hold for our police officers. Speakman has not commented publicly about the incident or his firing, but the police union representing him has filed a grievance fighting to reverse a termination. Jadarius Rose's attorney, Ben Crump, saying the firing is a good start, but hinting there may be more legal action ahead.
This is not 1960. This is 2023.
And so far, no civil suit has been filed in.
Oh, baby, but it's coming. That's the thing. It's coming. You absolutely know a civil suit is coming. And it's rightfully so. Rightfully so. Absolutely not justified. To the fact that you had to terminate an employee, because now the basis of your termination, I'm going to use in my civil suit. Why did you terminate him? Oh, okay. Well, because you said that he did that for a reason of termination, I'm going to use that against him as well. Absolutely got a civil case. And I hope this man carries it forward. Just pissing him off, getting to work, or trying to identify his wrong caused y'all to make this man, he probably ain't going to have to work for the rest of his life. And shout out to him for that. That's exactly what they get. So now we got to get into this next story. For all my fellas, my bros, my gay bros. Have y'all heard about this Coney Island incident that just went down? Baby, this shit is just disgusting and it's sick and it's sad. So in Coney Island, a group of men were attacked by the Muslims at the store. And I'm not going to play the video. I saw the video. It was enough for me to understand it. But I want y'all to understand the optics of what happened here, okay? Because we all get in these situations. I told y'all about the time where me and my homies, we were leaving D.C., coming back to Baltimore. We were in the car, driving, stopped for gas. Didn't know that a bunch of straight men were following us because one of my homies in the car, I guess while we were walking in DuPont, he must have winked or was making one of the straight guys making him feel uncomfortable. So they followed us as we left. We didn't know. Pulled over at the gas station, and I shared this with y'all before. And all hell broke. I walk in the store to get me some apple juice because, bitch, I'm drunk as fuck trying to sober up. I come out, bitch, what? Oh, my God. So you know me, I'm instantly trying to get back to the car to get to my wallet to grab my little piece. So then I'm doing all of that. My homie and one of the dudes, they square up. And the dude just knocks him the fuck out. Now, this is the homie where I'm no longer friends with this group, but this is the homie. I beat a bitch ass. So, you know, I was in the car. I was in that front seat, and then I cursed the driver out. I'm like, why the fuck would you not just drive the fuck off? I was going off. They wanted me to get out anyways, because I was just like, this is unheard of. But so we're at Coney Island. You know, Brooklyn, they have gas stations. And they have a lot of Muslim-owned gas stations. Not a bad thing. I have a Muslim-owned gas station that I go to. They're very friendly and very nice to me. So apparently, these guys, got out the car, was playing loud music. This was around 11 p.m. at night. Playing music, filling up the tank, twerking. 3 black guys, 1 Latino. They twerking. They twerking, playing music. So one of the Muslim guys comes outside like, "Hey, what's going on? We don't do that. You don't do none of that." They went off on him, started yelling at him, and so again, I'm walking y'all through the parallels of this story and my story. Okay, I'm walking y'all through the parallels. Again, so one of the guys in the group who was twerking, what? What you say to me? Huh? Huh? And so this pursuit. So you can see the guy walk up to him. You got the one black guy, you got the one Latino, and the other two guys are coming up. And they're like, what? What you say to me? And so they get closer. Now, if you know anything about Muslims, you know they got like 9, 10 people in the store, 14 people in the back. They probably got 20 people coming in the car. They thick as hell. They just like the Latino Hispanics to me. And so they roll up. They roll up to the store. They roll up to the store. So now all the guys up there, now you see them? I want you all to pay attention. 3 black men, 1 Latino, shoes off, just came, either look like they just came from a party. They was getting it in, baby. And it first looked like it dismantled. Go watch the video. It's on Twitter. It looked like it dismantled. But somebody said something else. This guy, O'Shea, decides to run over, back over to the guy and get stabbed to death. Stabbed to death. And so we're here now. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I saw the parallels of this story, with my own situation, with my friend. Bitch, if you don't get in this car and let's fucking go, they outweigh us. First of all, it's more of them than us. Y'all don't know what I got. I don't know what y'all got. So let's get in this car and go. And first of all, why the fuck are you blowing kisses and winking at this straight man? You see him with a whole bunch of niggas. Why are you doing that? So I had to address him. Now I'm looking at this situation and I'm saying to my friends, let's get the fuck up out of here. Why? And first of all, we not parking and stopping. We used to do that shit in high school where we play music at the red light, get out, park, and just be twerking at the light while it's on with music on. We ain't doing that shit no more. And this is a prime example. That's why I said I want to talk to the Brodies. Yo, this is a prime example. You got to be more careful in America nowadays than you really think you should be. Yes, we're all liberated to be ourselves, but there are pockets in America where it's not safe. He never would have thought by standing up for himself in this way, he would have been stabbed to death. And I can't imagine me being in this clique, being with them, and this goes down. First of all, I'm probably the one sitting in the back seat or in the store getting some chips. I'm not gonna be shaking my ass like that out in the gas. I don't know, different. But if anything, we're gonna take a lesson from this. You gotta be careful about doing shit. I told y'all when I went to the Bahamas, I went to a club. You know, I'm thinking I'm liberated because they treated me so nice, out there. Bitch, I went in the club and started, hey, they playing reggae and shit. I'm getting down. Bitch, I got a quick, we don't do that. So my friends was like, oh, we got to go. So we go outside and I'm still like I'm drunk, fucked up. I'm still getting it fucked up and we see them looking. I'm like, okay, we got to go. You have to understand these things, Now on the store, yeah, they are accountable. First of all, you're a business. You better get your fucking kids in check. There's no way the little boy and them, because those were little boys who were saying something, hanging outside the store while the owner brought his ass outside. You'll see the difference. The owner comes outside to reassert what his young ass boys are saying. So you need to be liable. You just as liable as them. You're a fucking accessory. You didn't call the police as a business owner should. Hey, I have some people here disrupting my peace. You didn't do that. You allowed this shit to go on, so you're just as liable too, sir. Absolutely. But if anything, come on, y'all. Come on. Mobile gas station. His name is O'Shea Sibley. Professional dancer at that. Professional. Rest in peace, man. I'm sorry this had to happen to you. I am so sorry this had to happen to you. Definitely deserve better. And I hope his friends understand moving forward how it is not a fucking joke out here in these streets. It's not. I don't care where you think you at. You can be in California, one of the gayest states in America. that don't mean nothing. You always gotta watch your back. It's somebody who it's a black man in California, San Francisco right now, just knocking the shit out of Asian women. I had to watch it for myself because they're talking about this. This thing is blown up about this man out in San Fran just knocking the shit out of these Asian women. And it's a video where he just socked this woman. And I said, something's wrong with him. Do you know he has a GoFundMe up and people are giving to it because they want him to get mental treatment, mental health, and they don't want him to get hurt by police. There's something going on with that story. I just haven't figured it out. I'm like, why are they shielding this man? But he's just knocking them out. So you got to be careful. You never know who wants to knock somebody out one day. All right, let's move on. So this story happened while I was on my little break. Ajika Owens. I don't know if you all remember this story, hearing about it. It really touched me. Ajika Owens is a mother in Florida, okay? Mom in Florida, 35. Her son, her kid, she has some kids. Her 9-year-old son, they were all outside playing in their complex. This woman, 58-year-old Susan, comes outside and starts yelling at the kids. And so she's like, go, you gotta go. So they run to go back to their complex to tell their mom, but in the meantime, they left their iPad out there. So they go back, one of the boys goes to retrieve his iPad, and the woman not only throws the iPad out at him, but cracks it and breaks it. And she also throws a pair of skates at the boy. So by this time, the kids go tell the mom wants to go to the house and see what's going on at 9 o'clock at night. And the lady shoots through the door. Now the kids are all with their mom while she walked over to the neighbor's house across the street. Shoots the mom right through the door, killing her right there on site. Right there on site. And I was paying attention to the story. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, Florida? And so she's been arrested. She was detained and she wasn't arrested. She wasn't arrested until a couple of days later. They detained her and then they let her go and then they arrested her 2 days later. And so we're now in a situation where they're claiming that this is a part of the stand your ground laws in Florida. And so it's saying that it's justified. It's justifiable. And I'm like, how do you justify somebody feeling that there's a harm? They didn't even open their fucking door to see who was out there at all. At all. So Ajika Owens, here's the woman. So they recently just released body footage of her. Now I want you all to see this body footage and I want you all to notice the difference between how she was arrested and how we've seen time and time again how someone who has been arrested when they've been accused of firing a gun. The shit got to me. I'm like, what do you think this is? Check this out.
You got hands? You got hands? You're going to be detained. Is there anybody else in the house?
There's somebody else in the house. Can I just get my
daughter? No, not right now.
All right.
You're not under arrest. You're being detained.
Okay, I understand.
Come over here.
Wait, can you close the door? I have 2 cats inside.
Hold on.
I don't want the cats to run out.
Here, step out for me real quick. All right, I'm gonna move your handcuffs to the front. All right.
The road, Ian wants us to get out.
Please lock my house.
We were going to secure your house.
Okay.
All right, let me see your...
Right.
Lay it together like you're praying.
Okay. All right. In my pocket is my keys for the house.
We'll grab those in a second, all right?
Yeah, because there's too much stuff in my... I don't want anybody to grab the gun.
No one is going to go inside, all right?
Okay. All right. Actually, I don't know where my keys are. Shit.
All right, that's fine. We'll figure it out, all right? We'll figure it out, all right?
We're literally having a conversation about this lady and her stuff. Like, we're literally allowing her to talk about securing her stuff. Like, she didn't just kill someone. Like, a homicide did not just occur. Like, a mother didn't just get shot in front of her 3 kids. And I expected her to be thrown to the ground. I expected all of that. But I didn't see any of that. And I'm still to this day very shocked at this situation. That 3 young kids had to see their mom get shot in front of them over a bitch who threw the iPad at the son after she took it. Bitch, you took the iPad. What do you mean? Y'all all stay in the same fucking apartment complex. They're playing in between. Not in your house, not in your property. Ma'am, you're renting. You don't own shit. You're renting. y'all all are in an apartment complex, and then not on to add insult to injury, threw skates at the kid. A skate. You mean beyond her just taking homicide? We don't have any other charges about. I mean, like, what the fuck? And so we find ourselves here, and God, Lord, forgive me. I really, this bitch, that's crazy to me. For you to just think that you really didn't care about them kids' lives or the woman's life, which leads me to believe that this could be a hate crime. You didn't even open the fucking door. You knew you were in the wrong. Yeah, you throw some skates at my child and hit my child with some skates. Yeah, you throw an iPad at my child and and now, I don't know what I would have done. I'm gonna say this. Yeah, the police should have been called. Yep, you threw something at my child, bitch. I want to get you on camera. I want to call the police. I want you arrested. I'm trying to get a video. I'm trying to muddle your name up. Different approach here. Maybe she thought maybe I could come talk to my neighbor. What's going on? Why you throwing this shit? For you just to shoot? What, you thought she was gonna shoot you in front of her kids? Shit is out of control. It's getting really out of control. The way people can just stand their fucking ground in Florida. And so we find ourselves here. Now, what I've went to see, like, how are they doing this shit in Florida? Well, Florida has this thing called, of course, we know, stand your ground. Now, you can only stand your ground. You can only use it if it's justified, if it's justifiable. Okay? And this is how they define it. A person is justified in using or threatening to use deadly force if he or she reasonably believes that using or threatening to use such force is necessary to prevent imminent death or great bodily harm to himself or herself. Where did you think? First of all, you were the main aggressor, okay? And a couple of neighbors have said that there's been a lot of aggressive tension back and forth between the neighbors. Nobody thought to call the police. Nobody thought to call the police. So we find ourselves here. And it also says that a person who uses or threatens to use deadly force in accordance with this subsection does not have a duty to retreat and has the right to stand his or her ground if the person using or threatening to use the deadly force is not engaged in criminal activity. So, deadly force. So, you first, before you use your gun in your stand your ground law, Florida law says you must retreat first. If you can't retreat and all your options are gone, then you can use it. Bitch, you were in your house with the door closed. Nobody was knocking on your door. Nobody touched. She literally went there. Excuse me, ma'am. And you fired. Fucking crazy. That's crazy to me. So I want to see how they justify it. How do you justify her having retreated in her house where she can safely call 911? Like, man, you literally could call 911. You're in your house. You feel that threatened with her kids by her side. Well, she's coming to ask you why you hit my son with a fucking iPad. You feel that threatened? Why didn't you call 911? Like, what? Like, come on now. We can't keep letting people get away with this dumb shit. At a point, we start to look like, okay. And I'm going to be honest with the stand your ground law. And my aunt said it. She said it best. She's, Roman, it ain't going to change until it gets on their doorsteps. Until these legislatures in Florida, one of those politicians, until their child, their daughter, their son, their mom, their aunt, their friends, their family has been targeted by someone who felt like they can use a stand your ground law. I'm telling you, that's when you'll actually see the cracks. You'll see a lawsuit. Now what now? Wait a minute now. And I can't wait for that day. I can't wait for that day. Until then, people in Florida, I almost say it's best to call 911 first and then proceed. Literally, get that shit on record. Hey, I'm calling out. Listen, this is what happened. I'm just letting y'all know if somebody don't show up, X, Y, and Z. Because now it's so crazy. The police came out and said we only have one side of the story, which is her side, and then we got to take the kid's side because the mother is shot and dead. We don't have her side. I'm like, if only we'd had instances where they all called police. None. So we're here. Rest in peace, Ajika. Rest in peace. To date, her GoFundMe has raised $344,829 of $1 million goal. Keep hope alive, child. Keep hope alive. Yeah, keep hope alive. Yeah, that's so sad. Now let's get into this next story. Oh, let me check out the chat. What's popping? But had she not thrown skates and damaged the kid's property, she wouldn't have to stand her ground. The fuck? Okay, period. Fuck wrong with her? From what I heard, she said she was doing all of that, so she didn't even get a charge for child endangerment or none. Child, if it was me asking if my house can be secured, they would have told me to shut the fuck right. Did y'all see that? I said, not they taking the handcuffs off the back of her to put it on the front of her so she could be comfortable. Woo! I tell you, when I was arrested, I told y'all about my little thing when I was arrested, and it's all expunged now. You can try to find it if you want to. When I was arrested, they handcuffed my hands, and my feet. I'm literally in the cell now, handcuffed in my over a open wine bottle in my trunk, and just assume that he must be drunk. Gave me a date, and they have to wait for a report. They get my report 0.0000. Baby, they wanted to dismiss that so quick. I just couldn't. I remember that day so vividly. But this bitch gets to be comfortable, and she shot someone. Y'all really priorities be fucked up to me. Never amazes me. A whole nut. What's up, Zap? Good morning. So the officer and the union believe he was wrongfully terminated when he was instructed to not release the dogs, but he decided to anyway. Okay, I want to look at his record. See, this is the thing I do, right? You show me a police officer who's fucked up in the public and now they're terminated, and I live in that community and I've been stopped by police officers, I'm looking for every fucking... What else did he do? Okay? Is there similarities in other police officers? Because it's never just one. It's always just to open the door. We got to open that door and go in. Sometimes we just stop. Like, okay, we got him. But who else? So, who else? How many other times y'all release dogs? I need to see every situation where you've used dogs and the outcome. That's where I be going with it. Because if he can just break rank, we literally heard the video. Do not release the dog. If he can break rank on that, what else y'all got around there breaking rank? I mean, it begs the question, don't it? Don't it? I literally would be having that question. Like, oh, okay. All right. You break and did it verbatimly, too. Broke rank. Hell no. Absolutely. Speaking of, I want a case study of blacks in Florida using stand your ground laws when a person of another child. Miss Toby, you trying to get World War III. She needs to be in jail, period. Now, speaking about police officers, let me tell you about this low-life police officer, okay? So we got a Kyle Davis coming to us from Indiana. This man facing charges involving a juvenile. Now, y'all got to get into this story. So this young girl came out in April of this year, okay, to allege that an Indiana police officer was video recording her while she was using the bathroom. Get into how this happened. So apparently the girl was over the police officer's house with other kids. I guess they, invited kids over. She asks him, "Can I use the bathroom?" And he says, "Yeah, sure, hold on." So he goes in the bathroom first, lays his phone down on the ground with recording on right there, and tell her to go in. Like she don't see the phone there. So she sees the phone. Now this is what I don't understand. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Hey, maybe obey your elders, I guess. She proceeds to pee and exits the bathroom. Okay. Fast forward 2 years to now, she decides to talk about this in April. So they decide to, call a police officer in while he's on duty, bring him in for questioning, and they present him with the facts, and they tell him like, "Hey, we suspect that you have this video footage in your iCloud." Child, they pulled up his phone, they found the footage, but not only that, he sat in the police department and said, "Yeah, I think my son did it." Put it all off on his fucking son. His baby. Y'all are some lunatics. Lunatics. when he left, she went in and she noticed an iPhone pointed toward the toilet set to record video. Do you know how quick I'd have ran about that bathroom? The fuck? But I have to remember, young child, different mindset. So he goes in and tries to blame it on his son. So he told investigators after reviewing his iCloud storage, the victim had been to his home and said his teenage son may be responsible for recording the victim. The son denied those allegations. And so we're here. A man blaming his whole shit on his son. Not only that, it goes one step further. After they took his phone and started going through his phone, he had 2 naked pictures of 8-year-old girls in his phone. Let's take it one step further. The man had a business. He ran a side business. Guess what his side business was? Inflatables for kids' birthday parties. I said, they be in plain fucking sight. Y'all so worried about everybody else. These motherfuckers be in plain sight. So you got a police officer with a family, a child inflatable side business. What else has this man done? I'd be wanting to look at every fucking contract he had. And if I was a victim of anything, if I was a citizen in wherever he lives, I definitely want to pull up other cases. So we're here. I wanted to talk about this story for a reason. And if you the crew and you know me, you know why. It's always somebody else, but nope. Get him. Tell what happened. What happened now? Tell us what happened now.
Tonight at 10, a local officer is behind bars after he was arrested while on duty. Thanks for joining us. I'm Amber Jayumph and for Trisha.
And I'm Rob Williams. Our Courtney King joins us live in VB, Indiana with what we know.
Yeah, Amber, Rob, we're live outside of VV Police because one of the department's officers was arrested on the job last night. We do know that 37-year-old Kyle Davis has been charged with attempted child exploitation and attempted voyeurism. On Tuesday, this man, Kyle Davis, was arrested while he was on duty. Madison police confirmed Davis is an officer with VV Police in Switzerland County, Indiana. Madison detectives say they investigated Davis for several months and learned he attempted to record an underage victim without her knowledge. Court records show he was charged with attempted child exploitation and attempted voyeurism. Details are limited at this time, but Davis was arrested by Madison police in the Switzerland County Sheriff's Office Tuesday. Right now, he is being held in the Jefferson County Jail on a $100,000 bond. We have reached out to VV Police and are waiting to hear back.
And you're a father at that. You got kids in the house, and an 8-year-old in your phone, and you're a father. Let's talk about your record. No longer are you going to be a police officer. I hope you get divorced. I hope you lose custody of your kids. I hope you can't get a job, and I hope you go to jail. Like, let's talk about your record. You go from day to fucking night, all because you're a pervert, a fucking pervert. Be quick to call, be quick to say, them homosexuals, them perverts. No, perverts are in many kinds of forms, dressed up in all kind of fucking forms. This one had a uniform on and the inflatable business. You nasty perv. So, yeah, he needs to stay locked up. And I'm glad the girl came forward with the story. I'm glad she said something about it, because otherwise, who would have known? Now, something that's close to home. So we got a Rakaya posting, okay? This girl murdered her roommate over $10. And I really couldn't even believe it. So this happened here in Maryland, here in the state of Maryland, at the Keith and Son Soul's Food Cafe in Seat Pleasant, Maryland. Now, let's get into this. So she has a 67-year-old roommate, Rakaya. I think that's how you say her name. She has a 67-year-old roommate. The 67-year-old roommate allowed her and her 37-year-old boyfriend to live with them. Okay. Now he, at a point, it almost became as if they ran They ran the household. It was their situation. So things had begun to get tense with them, a little tense. And so apparently they had gotten into an argument about $10 being missing of hers. And so with the reassertion of her boyfriend beating on her chest, they're arguing with him about it. So they bring the argument to his job. So she's by herself first. She comes up to the job. Where's my $10? Blah, 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 blah. Mind you, he's working at his family's. This establishment is his family's. And so everybody else in there are family members. That's what blew me. Hold up, bitch. You're not going to come up here and be talking to my cousin all sideways in the family-owned establishment. I know me and my cousins. Bitch, are you crazy? Who the fuck is this? What's going on? You're going to have to take that shit outside, Joe. You know, none of that went on. They allowed the argument to go on. So then she finally leaves and comes back with the 37-year-old boyfriend. Now, mind you, he allowed them to live with them. They were roommates and friends at first. Over $10 fucking dollars. So she comes back into the restaurant with her boyfriend. She goes straight to the back. Straight to the fucking back. Mind you, when she left, she went to AutoZone across the street and came back. She went straight to the back. She asked him for $10 again. He must have told her to get the fuck out of here. She grabbed a butter knife, stabbed him one time to death. He laid on the ground. She stashed the knife and ran out the store. Now, they done caught the boyfriend, but they ain't caught her yet. She's out in Maryland somewhere just running about. All over $10, girl. I mean, damn, you couldn't even put out a tweet. Cash at me 10. I'm a little short. $10. Not only are you gone, your boyfriend fucking charged. And a life is missing. And the family owners, I don't know. I kept reading the story like, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what kind of family this is. No shade. No shade. All shade. But no shade. This is him. His name is Mervyn Daniel. I was very shocked by that. And these are the two criminals. And that's the restaurant, Keith and Sons Soul Food. Can you imagine? Hell no, I can't imagine that. Ain't no way. You getting stopped somewhere. You ain't walking straight to the back. Which leads me to believe that she had some sort of likeness or familiarity around the family. They must have liked her or had a heart for her or something. Because, ma'am, you're gonna get your shit snatched. For real, for real. Somebody gonna snatch you. No shade. So, rest in peace. You shouldn't have to lost your life at your own family restaurant. That's what got me. Yeah, Oxy 805 family was there. Family was there. I go there all the time for breakfast. This is crazy. Ain't it? Ain't it crazy? I think the craziest thing to me is that nobody threw nothing. Child, I know they're going to have a lot of family quarrels now. Somebody going to be arguing and shit. All right, so before I get out of here, I did ask you at the top of the hour. And first of all, before I do that, can I just say thank y'all? I'm smiling and shit. Thank y'all for being here. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to the members. Shout out to the subscribers. Thank y'all for being here. We back in action. Getting through things in parallel, life moving, this moving. So thank y'all for being here. I really appreciate it. Now, at the top of the hour, I had a question for you all. My question was, can straight men have gay female friends who are not studs? And the equivalent would be, can females have gay male friends who are not feminine? Is it okay? I thought it was okay. I've lost a couple of female friends because their boyfriends weren't comfortable. Who is that? Why y'all in pictures together and shit like that? Well, this woman seems to have the answer to that question. And I want to know if y'all agree with her. I want to know if y'all agree with her. So y'all check this out. Sit back, sip your coffee, and y'all check this out.
I got broken up with because I posted this video on my story. Okay, broken up with is your...
Now, mind you, her boyfriend broke up with her because she posted that video to her Instagram story of her gay male best friend okay, who appears to be straight. You know how the boys give it, be straight. He didn't like that shit. Y'all, check this
I
out.
got broken up with because I posted this video on my story. Okay, broken up with is dramatic as I was only talking to him for 3 weeks and we went on one date. But after I had posted that story, he was so annoyed with me. He basically told me that he doesn't do guy best friends with the girls that he's speaking to. And if he's pursuing someone, he just doesn't really respect the fact that I have a male in my life that I love real bad. Now, some of you may be as confused as me because this is literally my best friend of 6 years. He's like my brother at this point, and I would never even look at him a certain way. But this guy was serious, and he was not letting up on this boundary that he had placed. So the only thing I could do was respect it. I explained to him what the situation was, that it was not like that, but he wasn't hearing it, so he cut me off.
You know, I'm not going to lie. I see exactly where he's coming from. He saw a boundary. He set one and said, you know what? I don't think that this is going to go any further. They've been friends for 6 years. And it seems like there's 2 people already in this relationship and 3 is a crowd. Like, you're saying, I love him real bad. That's what chicks say about their man, that they love real bad. Why are you using relationship and romantic lingo with a platonic friend? Like, you're the one that's blurring the lines. Y'all look like a couple. It doesn't look like there's any room in your current relationship for him to fit. So he exited himself out. He's not wrong for that. We already know you're not cutting this man off for 6 years for a man you've only been on 3 dates with, and you shouldn't, but you're expecting him to overlook a lot. Y'all look like y'all already a couple. And let me also say this. A man can tell when another man is playing his position. This man looks like he may have been friend zoned. There are plenty of men out here who will be in a relationship with a woman for 10 whole years or more and actually think that their female friend could be their wife one day. You think I'm making it up?
What? What? Huh? Like, ma'am, what are you talking about? So to use that kind of knowledge, to use her theory, there should be no male and female relationships outside of a relationship, a dating relationship. No male and female should have any kind of relationship outside of us dating. Are you dumb? Like, to me, it seemed, and I could tell she probably has a few friends, and she probably has a man and probably just one man. Cause that to me, it seems really ancient, very archaic, and in a society where we're trying to push people to be more liberated, especially women, to be more liberated, to be more independent, to chase after their dreams, to follow their goals, and then we have to, but you can't be friends with another man or gay man at that outside of your relationship. You can't post pictures outside of your relationship. And I take a little offense to it because I've been in friendships where I've had the men don't like that. They literally, if I say, let's go out to eat, he has to come. And I'll be asking, why does he have to fucking come? You know how he gonna get. And then get there, and then we're talking, he want to be in the conversation. Dog. And several times I've told him, I am gay. Bro, trust me. I am not trying to get your girl. Like, it almost makes it uncomfortable for her and I to be friends. Because it's like, you have to be very restrictive on what you can do. And I have to be very mindful of what I can say and can do. I can't text you at a certain time. Are you kidding me? That's just, it to me, it's like crazy. But this is the world you live in. And sometimes you have men who, yeah, you can't be friends with another man. But to hear this woman say it, it puts it in a different perspective. Like, so what do you do? Are you friendly or are you just stoic when you meet men out? When you go to work? Hi. It doesn't make sense. And it also reeks insecurities. Like, if you insecure in your own relationship to the point where, boo, you can't even be friends with another female. Boo, you can't even be friends with another man. And, we might got it harder. We gay men. So we be like, you gonna be friends with another man. And you date men. So we got it even harder. We look at it even different. Like, oh, they could be fucking. But you can't. There's no way you can stop somebody from being friends. And if you have that mindset, bitch, I don't know who you're gonna be dating. I'm just not there in my life where I'm going to be told that I can't be friends with somebody because it makes you feel some kind of way. Because you feel like your role is being taken. Are you kidding me? That is some instant. If me being with you ain't enough, like what? So I saw that clip and I'm like, wow. I agree with her breaking up. You want me to stop posting for somebody I've known for 6 years because you feel bad? Yeah. All right. Well, it was really good. And get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Maybe that's the loyalness in me. But yeah, I'm not doing that shit. That's ridiculous. At times, the man needs to worry about their girlfriend, straight friend, girlfriend. Some of my straight girlfriends have acted like they're my man. Baby, I'm trying to tell you. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, y'all please share the video, like, subscribe to the channel. Some men are incredibly insecure. How is a gay man a threat to a heterosexual relationship? How? Why? If I have friends before my relationship, I'm gonna still be friends. Period. Yeah, she sounds silly. I have male friends that ain't going ain't nothing going on. That sounds crazy. She's one of them. Yes, thank you. The man is gay. He doesn't want her. Clearly insecure much, child. Okay, girl, please. Okay. That's exactly my thoughts. And I'm glad we're on the same page with that. I saw that and I said, yeah, right. That's exactly why we have some kids who have those kind of attitudes towards, where it's like you feel like a gay child can't be friends with a straight child, or one person's going to adopt or affect the other person. That is so retarded to me. And I've said this on the live before. If you feel like your child can become gay based on something I'm doing or something they're seeing in the world, it invalidates you as a parent. It really does. And how? I can't control what they see in school. No, but you can be talking to your child. What did you see today? What went on? Well, I can't control what they do with their friends. Yeah, but you can ask. Be open. Well, I can't, they want to, listen to these music video and these lyrics. My auntie took my brother's whole fucking Little Kim CD he freshly purchased with the rap on it with her breast out. Now, at the time I was intrigued by it, but I could tell I was gay because it didn't do nothing for me. But my brother, I'm like, damn. She took that shit and she took that shit and threw it away. And that was her form of controlling what she allowed him to see in the household. And I always now look at me. I'm a 35-year-old man and still remember that to this day. That's the things I'm talking about. Like, we got, as parents, you got to take some of that on your own. Like, nah, you ain't gonna do nothing. Nah, that ain't gonna work. So I'm always like, huh? How can somebody rub gayness off? How you can do that? So yeah, I think in this situation with her and his female friend, I absolutely 100% think. Thank you for the cash app. I'm over here looking like and thank y'all for the cash apps too. I want to say thank you from last week and thank you over the weekend. Thank you for the cash apps. I really do appreciate it. Every single one. I went to Six Flags on Sunday and I didn't do anything but eat some fried dough and I laid up on the whirlpool. And that was it. I didn't want to do no rides. I wasn't into none of all of that. But thank y'all because I think your support definitely went to me having a great rebound on Sunday. So thank y'all. And as we are approaching 9:30, that is the show, y'all. That is it. Thank y'all for being here this morning. I appreciate y'all. Giving y'all a hug right now. Take my hug. Take my hug. We'll be back. Crew, I hope y'all catching the trend on when I'm coming live and when I'm not coming live. I'm not saying nothing no more. I'm just coming live and we just gonna talk and kick the breeze. We definitely gotta do a wake and breathe. I mean, oh my God, it's been too long. We need to just kick the breeze, talk, play some music and all that good shit. So we gotta do that. I gotta find some time to do that. Our typical is Sunday mornings, but this Sunday my mind, y'all, we would have been playing Kirk Franklin. We'd have been playing Imagine Me. Imagine me being free, trusting you. Total. I'm telling you, we was riding to Philly. He was like, we literally gonna have to play this music all the way there. I was like, yes. He's like, you act like it's a funeral. I'm like, it is. I was slapping. But I had a good time. So shout out to the crew. Thank y'all so much for y'all support. Y'all have a great day. Y'all have a blessed day. And I'll see y'all again. It ain't gonna be too long either. I'll see y'all again. And until next time. And until next time, baby. Deuces.